just loved saving people. He said that feeling he would get, when he was in Hurricane Harvey, saving all those people, the baby that he saved, he said it was just the best feeling in the world. I admired him. He loved what he did. It took him away from us a lot, but how do you tell a man that saves people and flies and enjoys what he does every day that you don't want him to do it?
He wanted me to go with him when he enlisted. He signed in, I did. When he was deployed the first time, he wanted me there. I was there, and he enjoyed helping others. He talked about it a lot, and that fit right into what he wanted in life, helping other people.
I know he started off in college, and he didn't like that, so the military, even when he decided he wanted to go, I had hoped that he would change his mind, but he didn't. It's something that he wanted to do, so I didn't want to stand in his way.
My first deployment, we went to Camp Bish in 2012. That's when I met Dashan. He was an ammo troop at this point. He wanted to come over to the flying squadron, so we started interacting. He was Airman of the Year for the 106 Rescue Wing. So at that point, it was pretty much like a no-brainer. How can you not take this guy? He made Airman of the Year. Ultimately became a special mission aviator. At that point, his responsibility is going to be emergency procedures, NCOC of the cabin, also manning the weapon system, and helping with patients getting on and off the helicopter.
Hurricanes down in Texas and Puerto Rico, so those were missions where I know he specifically was very, happy that he was able to kind of take the application of all the knowledge that he had learned previously to that point and be able to apply it in a real world scenario and be able to obviously save a lot of people's lives. And that's ultimately what he wanted to do.
He was everything I always wanted in a guy, he really was, but he had that great smile. He was funny. That was the main quality. I needed to be able to laugh. He had me laughing the whole night. I met him when he came home from Afghanistan. We took a little break, and then when we got back together, he was in school for flight school, and then went strong ever since then. Had Jaden, got married, had Ava.
He wanted a family, and he wanted a good family, and he found it.
He kind of knew more than I did. I know he had a lot of nieces and nephews growing up. I didn't. So he had more experience with babies, and he just always knew what to do.
He was always disciplining the kids. So even when we were there, his wife would send a text and be like, oh, I gotta leave it. And I'll FaceTime his wife and just be like, okay, and talk to his kids, and automatically the kids would be listening to him as he's FaceTiming them. I'm like, that is great. I mean, I was impressed. I'm like, I wish I could do that. But I'm pretty sure that voice, that deep voice, had something to do with it.
He loved it. He loved being with them. He would do anything for them. He's very hands-on. And I was lucky, he went away a lot, but when he was home, he was home. His job was dangerous. He never let me forget that. I know he didn't tell me half the stuff that, would happen because he knew I would worry. And he'd be like, what are you worrying for? What are you worrying for? And I'm like, of course I'm going to worry. I'm your wife. Who else do I have to worry about?
As indicated in an earlier report from the Department of Defense, at approximately 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 15th, 4 New York Air National Guard airmen were part of a 7-member team who died in an HH-60G Pavehawk helicopter crash in western Iraq. We will mourn the loss of this 7-man team from active duty, Guard, and Reserves. As said best by one of our brothers in arms, we will continue your legacy that others may live.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
That knock on the door, you know, I'll never forget. Worst day of my life, hands down. You know, you never think it's gonna happen to you, and it did. And it's just amazing to even think how many families go through this and how many Gold Star families there are. It just doesn't feel real. Today we're almost coming up on a year, and it doesn't feel like real life that he's gone.
Yeah, my child, my son's gone. Lost to me forever. I'll never forget it.
I mean, I can't really put words to how, you know, it impacted everybody. Something that we hadn't experienced in a while, and it just kind of brought to light how, you know, dangerous our physicians are, and how, you know, you could go offline one day and then not be able to come back home.
People were there for us. We got support from all over the country. So we got letters and cards, and I mean, overwhelming it was. In a small way, I'd give up on love for America, but we found a lot of love. There's a lot of love out there that I didn't know was there.
I feel like the top 3 qualities that I tell everyone that he had was that he stayed true to what he believed in. He stuck up for what he thought was right. He tried always doing the right thing, no matter what kind of obstacle and no matter how hard. And he worked really hard in life for everything he had. He wasn't given a lot, you know, he worked hard for everything, school, you know, everything.
When something like that happened, it let you know that life is not as you always expect it to be. And you think you have all the time in the world with your loved ones. But life can be short as they're gone before you know it. So every day you can tell your loved ones and show them most of all that you love them, and tell them that you love them, give them hugs.
He took pride in being strong, and the one gift he gave me was teaching me to be stronger. And I just knew he'd want me to be strong and to portray us in a certain way. And I just had to stay strong for my kids, for my family, for his friends, for all the other guys. I was pretty numb, still am, and who knows when that'll change.
My grandfather would say, shoot for the moon, if you miss it, you'll be among the stars. And that's what I used to tell him all the time. Sky the limit, just go for it, and he did that.